Welcome back, and today I'm going to make vanilla wafers from scratch. And it's actually quite an easy recipe, and you don't need a lot of ingredients. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a cup of butter. And on these sticks of butter, you can see it says that one stick is a half a cup. So I'm going to put in 2 of these. When I was a little kid, vanilla wafers were one of my favorites. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Okay, so we have here, that's 1 cup of butter, and then we need 2/3 cup sugar. Back a little so everybody can see what I'm doing. And my 2/3 cup. And when measuring sugar, you want to level it off. So I'm going to dip it in here, and I'm going to level it off and put that with the butter. And then I'm going to set this aside. So I'm going to cream those 2 together. And then I'm going to go ahead and measure my flour out. So for this recipe, I need 2 3/4 cups flour in my 1 cup measure. And I'm going to level this off as well. So I'm using the back of a knife, or if you have a spatula, that's really good also. So 1, 2 3/4. So I have a measuring cup that's 3/4 cup. Okay, 2 3/4 cups. And then I need some salt, and I need a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do a little bit less than that because I don't like my stuff to be too salty. So I'm just going to do a little bit less. Put that in there. I'm going to mix this up with a fork. Put that aside. This is, like I said, a pretty easy recipe because I like it because it doesn't require a lot of ingredients, which is nice for a change. So you might find that you have these ingredients around the house already, which is good. So 2 eggs, 1, 2, and then I'm going to go rinse my hands off, wash my hands off. What I like to do, okay, sorry about that. What I like to do is I always like to put my extracts in with my eggs. So for this recipe, I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So I'm just going to put it in with the eggs. 1, 2. With the eggs, I like to pre-scramble them a little bit, and I'm going to set those aside. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the thing together, the butter and the sugar, and then I'm going to add the egg and then add the flour. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I was expecting because I did not have a chance to let the butter sit on the counter for a little bit. Now, by the way, my oven is preheated at 375. So we have this cream together now, which took a little bit, like I said, a little bit longer than I expected it to, just because the butter was kind of hard still. So now I'm going to add my eggs. As the mixer's going, I will slowly add in the flour, a little bit at a time. times it's necessary to go ahead and stop your mixer and scrape the edges. because it does tend to get stuck. Okay. Add in the flour. You want to do it gradually at a lower speed, and then you can go ahead and increase the speed, otherwise your flour will go ahead and start flying. I'm just going to slowly increase the speed. Okay, so I have to scrape down the sides. And by the way, I am using a dough hook. So I think I might have forgotten to mention that earlier. And you want to use a dough hook when doing cookie dough for sure. You don't want to ever use a wire wisp, or you will destroy your wire wisp. And this type of attachment is good for like cakes and things like that. So when it's something like bread dough, cookie dough, pizza dough, you want to use a dough hook. So I'm just scraping the sides with a rubber spatula. If you don't have a rubber spatula, it would be a good investment if you're going to be doing a lot of baking, because it's very helpful. Okay, a little bit longer. Okay, so you know that this is mixed well when it's barely sticking on this particular cookie recipe. It's barely sticking to the sides. It's barely even sticking to the, I mean, it comes off very easy. Barely even sticking to the dough hook. So we are going to go ahead and I'm going to take this off and have everybody get a little bit better look. So that's what it looks like. All right, so now I'm going to start putting it on the cookie sheet. And I have like one of these scooper things for cookies, or you could just use a big teaspoon or tablespoon. You're not going to need, trying to get the right angle, here we go. All right, you're not going to need a ton of it because they are a smaller cookie. And so I'm going to try to make sure I don't make these cookies too big. So I think I'm going to do like maybe 3 and then maybe 4 across. And the batter already smells very good, very vanilla-y smelling, which is nice. I haven't made these in such a long time. I hope I'm trying to make them similar in size. I feel like these, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll them so they're smoother, because I feel like it's not going to be as pretty. So I'm going to roll these, and then I will flatten them out, just so that they look more uniform too. And last time I made these, I had a different oven, so I'm going to keep a very close eye because all ovens are a little bit different. So I put some flour in a bowl, and I have a very flat glass, and so I'm going to just flatten these out because vanilla wafers are flat. I think I might have some that are a little bit different size. Try to make them as uniform as possible. I'm going to do the rest of these trays, pop them in the oven, and then we'll check back. I'm going to, the oven is set at 375. I'm going to probably put them in there for about 8 minutes, possibly 10 minutes. We'll see how. Okay, let's take a peek. It's been 8 minutes. My timer's going off. So I'll just let that go off for a second while I quickly check. And they're not quite done yet. I'm just going to pull this out for a second. I think I'm going to put it on the top rack. I started on the bottom rack. Put these on the top rack and do the same thing with the other ones, and we will check back shortly. Okay, so let's check again. It's been another couple minutes, so now we're about at 10-minute mark. But I don't think we're quite ready yet because it says in the notes that I have that I'm supposed to have it brown, so it's not quite there, but it's getting very close. Like I said, I have not made these in a while, but I know that they are supposed to look a little brown, so we're almost there. Ready. I'm going to pull these out of the oven. I'm going to go ahead and a little bit of a brown. I'm afraid of burning the bottom, so I think I'm just kind of touching it and it feels like it's done, so I'm pulling it out and it smells like it's done. So just in a little bit we will taste test. Before I taste test them, I have to get them off the cookie sheet, and they're coming off the cookie sheet very easy. I don't even know if I really need a spatula. I probably could just pull them off of here, which is nice. And I will taste test it soon. I usually like to eat my cookies warm. These are pretty warm still, so we're just going to have to wait. Yeah, these are nice because they do not, I mean, I'm doing it with my hand. They do not stick at all. I don't even really need the spatula, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to keep on doing that, and we will taste test them. The whole house smells like vanilla. Anxious to try one of these cookies. Little cookie, a lot of flavor. It's very, very good. Very, very tasty cookie. I hope you enjoyed this video. I consider this a pretty easy cookie to make, and I hope you do too. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for those of you who subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and if you don't subscribe, it is free. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.